Namaste, myself Dr. Samya Vignanova. I'm a chief consultant at Diabetes USA Caring Battery. I'm over here today to talk on a topic, impact of exercises on blood glucose levels. So I have been talking about diet and exercises a lot in every of my diabetes related videos. So the people that go diet and exercise are the part of the diabetes management, as well as if you have to work on the reversal, you definitely has to do these two things. So many patients started asking, why is it so important? And yes, it's a lifestyle disorder. It reduces your, it helps to burn your calories, it could reduce your glucose levels. So it is a part of every healthy human being, if you ask me in that way. Exercise and diet should always be a part of a healthy human being. As in Ayurveda, we speak about dinacharya as well as tutucharya. Dinacharya is something like daily routine, what we do from morning once we get up, previously. And that has to be done. There are special regimens to be followed depending on the particular month. That is like every month. So depending on the month, however, the season changes, like what to eat, what not to eat in summer. Let's say in summer, your appetite can be less. Like you really don't feel hungry, but you feel like having more water, be more thirsty. So you would crave for over of a few hours. So when it comes to winter or when it comes to rain season, your appetite can be a bit high compared to the summer season. So depending on the season also we speak about the Ritucharya. So diet and exercises is always be the part of any healthy person to manage or maintain his health. And it will be very specific when we talk about the unhealthy person or a person who is suffering from any kind of diseases. So before I go on this impact of exercise and so your blood glucose levels, let me just brief you what all kind of exercises are required if you're a person suffering from diabetes. So let me just talk about only the glucose levels and that particular exercises. Most of my patients, especially whoever is below 40s, they come to me by saying, Doctor, I have been a gym practitioner, but I have stopped it since last 2 years or 3 years. So should I start back that? See, the first thing you have to understand is that if you're a person who is going to a gym, I would say if you're diabetes and you used to do any kind of a weightlifting or any kind of a heavy exercise or workout, anything you're working on your muscle buildings, then we should never stop that all of a sudden. That's the first mistake you do. They confuse your insulin metabolism of the body. Where you mislead your body. Like your body, for example, the person who really work on that muscle building, they generally eat like they say like 3 to 4 boiled eggs minimum. They take it and then they go for a workout because they understand I took that as if that's a different concept. Maybe I'm not the right person to talk about those things, but yeah. I have a request to tell you what your blood glucose, how it starts shooting up or how it starts fluctuating in your body when you do both these kind of habits. So first thing is the ideal exercises for the person who is diagnosed with diabetes and he's not been doing any kind of exercises. Then I ask you to start with any one sports activity. That depending on your age, you can choose. Let's say if you're below 35, you would like to be a cricket every day for an hour, or you have flexible joints, then yes, you can go for basketball or volleyball. That if you're above 35, or let's say above 40, and you have never been an athlete or a sports person, then you can start with a easier sport, like maybe a badminton, or maybe the shuttle, or any kind of a throw ball, which really involves more of your upper body kind. So that's the first option I would say. Anybody should start making a habit of one sports activity for your lifestyle, whichever you will be able to manage. The second thing you have to choose is uh, kind of aerobics, I would say, or maybe like easier or they call it as relaxed kind of exercises. That's more of a stretching. It's not exactly aerobics won't make you really lift or anything. Whatever the things you have in and around your lives, is everything do it at home once. For maybe a kind of dance, you can also say. A mind dance where you will not develop most of the energy, but yes, we will start sweating. That's what is very important. So one sports activity or any kind of a stretching or like aerobic exercises, I would suggest you. And the third thing you would go for is you can choose any kind of new cardio exercises. The best I would suggest is walking. But if you are a person who really don't need a time, or if you are located in a weather where it might be most of the time not really, you won't get to see the sun, then depending on that, you can plan it. Like you can go for the job once. But if not, if you're a person who is located in India or radio station countries and you have access for more of a sunlight, then yes, then you can go for walking. So I think those are the three major things that is enough for anybody to go ahead with. Second thing, so doctor, how does these exercises would impact on my glucose levels? So let's see now. If at all, if you're after people really related to type 2 diabetes patients, but if at all, if you're a type 1 diabetes patient, then you have to be very careful. Before you start working out, you might have to check your sugar levels. Maybe because like if you have taken an insulin, then in the morning for working out, you have to check it away. If not, you might go high with the insulin. If at all, if your sugar level really drops down, then you're in a kind of a situation where you can go into unnecessary complications. So you should always check it. But if you're type 2 diabetes person and if the levels are really high or maybe malnourished, then you have to make sure they're not able to check every day. But if at all, if you start feeling, once you start doing that particular activity, like once, let's say that you walk for a brisk walk for some 15, 20 minutes, then you starting sweating, is okay. But if you start profusely sweating or if you start hearing a palpitation, that there is a possibility of avoid hypoglycemic or your sugar levels are falling down. Once you start any kind of a cardio or maybe once you start playing that particular sport, so maybe you're supposed to badminton, and if you start maybe sweating and your friend is not sweating as such, so you'll have to start. What's the duration and how much I could start and where did I end up kind? So that is the one your glucose level based on. So the sugar levels before exercises and after exercises. Some people, if it is really shifted up before exercises, then you have to consider you have any other complications coming to it. So like your A1C, you have to check it immediately and see how bad is it. And you would also have a possibility of going towards a kind of ketoacidosis. So that also we have seen. And in some patients, it is like after doing so much of exercises, still your sugar level never drops down. So that is also a concern. We are towards a ketoacidosis. Like whatever they do, their sugar level never drops down. So whenever it's directly related. And in some patients, they have to eat something before they do exercises. That's how you should learn strategy. So there's a annoying way to understand once you start really working out that particular exercise. So if you ask me, doctor, it is so confusing. How would I get to know what is my body capable of? Then the simple thing is always start with the cardio. Start with cardio, go for like walking every day up to 60 minutes. That you can divide yourself for the morning and evening. I would say if you're below 50, then you can go at a one stretch. 60 minutes walking. In that also you can divide it. Like first 30 minutes, second 30 minutes. First 30 minutes, in that what you have to do is first 15 minutes you can keep it for a like of a squat, then rest. Another 15 minutes like easy, and then the 5 minutes of break, and then go with the same pace. Brisk and the slow. In that case, it's 10 minutes. If at all, if you're only sweating and you don't really feel any kind of a palpitation or there is no other stress related stuff, and you look absolutely okay for yourself, you're able to breathe easily, then nothing to worry. You can just stick on to that. But Let's say like if the initial 15 minutes only, if you start gasping or really not able to walk, and try to go for the walking in a plain surface. Initially, don't start to try to climb up hill climb. So that could also sometimes lead to complications. Like if you're a person who is starting the exercises, recently on and like you have never been going for a walk or anything in the past of your life or something, then yes, that has to be considered. Second thing is, once you feel like after doing that particular walking for 15 days or so, my sugar levels is not at all cheating. Keep your body 15 days. That's a minimum duration, I might say. After that, also, if your sugar levels are not at all, reduce it. Even though like maybe postprandial or fasting with sugar, then it's a cancer. Your body needs some calories to be burned. So your sugar level to decrease it, expecting some more added exercises. Then what do you have to do? You have to add a work. Maybe a morning session of walking, evening session of a yoga or an aerobics or any sports activity. So you can start with one is cardio. That's the best to tell you about your sugar levels. Then the second and the third goes to be any sports activities or any aerobics or flexibility. So you start doing that in the evening hours for half an hour. Like morning you will go with this walking, and then evening you will also start with it. With this combination, you keep 15 days time, and then see how is your energy level starts to fluctuate, or how it starts responding, I would say. So once you start seeing there is a response with those two things, then you can talk to any of your experts, or you can also make yourself a decision how you can go ahead. So that's the first way to understand. Second way is like how exercises not only impact the sugar levels, it can also tell you about the expected complications in your diabetic life. Like for example, you never had any kind of a gasping whenever you walk for 5 kilometers. But recently, if you start new symptoms like that, then it's a cancer. Then you have to understand, in spite of whatever the exercises you're doing, it's not about contributing towards your diabetes match. So basically, these are all the major, or I would say the small observations which you have to do. Then only we'll be able to understand how is this exercises impactful on your sugar level. But in these 50 plus people, what they do was at that age, they generally have a knee pain, or most of the time they have like arthritis issues, and then they are diabetic and they are also obese. Those are the patients we generally ask them to undergo about external therapies like we do about a massage and all. So those are basically designed for them. But yes, to improvise your blood circulation, I have already spoke about those therapies in my other videos. You can also check over there. But yes, I would say exercises are the basic thing which would make sure your glucose level reduces. And if you're not able to understand which exercises, I mean, you are not able to understand your body's or response or impact of that particular exercise with your blood glucose level, then it is waste if you go for like every day. Some people say, I go for 6 kilometers walking. And some people is like randomly, they just go for 30 minutes walk and they just come and tell me, no, I'm a very regular walker. See, 30 minutes or 16 minutes also, until and unless we do the impact of that particular exercises on your blood glucose level, how much will your walk be for few days? So please understand whether that particular exercises is able to do some impact on your glucose level or not. Try to understand that and then accordingly change. But I would say like the exercises which are really not necessary for diabetes patients are like weightlifting or any working on a particular body muscles or going into any aggressive kind of they do some dancing, like a mix and match of a drastic sweating and all those things. I would say if you're a diabetic, please never go with those kind of aggressive exercises. Always start with these basics. Whatever I said, those three things, that will be like one sport activity which you're comfortable with. Maybe a cardio, or that is aerobics or a stretching or a yoga, Along with that, and whenever you finish all these exercises, always try to leave your body and mind of relaxation, at least 5 to 10 minutes of resting, along with the kind of breathing exercises, because your prana vayu, your breath is also equally stressed when you start working out, and your heart really starts pumping so much of blood. So everything has to be considered and give a proper break. It's not like I'm already late to the duty, so I just run. And that in that from here, just finish. No, you have to finish your exercises. Always keep that extra 10 minutes. Relax yourself. Have some everything exercises. Make it simple, like breathing in and breathing out, like through one nostril, another nostril. That's simple. Maybe just do it for like 20 rounds, 21 rounds, or just practice some mudras, check mudras, the mudras which are like this. So just to make your breath conscious by your morning. So that will always make your body to go into panther or peace or rest. That is very, very important post exercises. So you should always keep yourself prepared for the particular time before we start the exercise, pre-exercise, during the exercise, whatnot. I have to observe post-exercise how I have to get my body to rest and then continue. And NP exercises or anything you start maybe. The 15 days is the minimum duration. You have to check your impact of that particular exercises on your blood glucose level. Depending on that, finally you can make a standard exercises and manage with that. That will go for like at least minimum 3 to 5 years. If at all, if there is any fluctuation after that, then you can add it. Then you can also go export opinion and then change it according. So this is all about impact of exercises on blood glucose level, and I have spoke many things about the exercises in particular in my other videos. Thank you.